Cheers and welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yes, it's the Pinter BrewDog Hazy Jane. That's right, BrewDog's Hazy Jane. And it's going to be on the Pinter, which means very inexpensive brew, great beer. The Punk IPA was freaking amazing. Excuse my language, but freaking amazing. That was awesome. Sorry, BrewDogs, it was better than what's in the can. It was really, really good. So I'm looking forward to Hazy Jane. And you know what? Let's get brewing. So what do you need? First, you're gonna need a Hazy Jane Pinter pack. That's right. What comes in the Pinter pack? Well, we got this. This is the Fresh Pack. It's basically a malt extract. So basically they've taken the beer, they've done all the hard work to get the wort. Wort is future beer once it's fermented by the yeast. And they've reduced the water. So you gotta add some water back. It's like concentrate, not a big deal. So how is it described, in case you're not familiar with Hazy Jane? Well, of course, it's a New England IPA, so it's very hazy. I'm not a huge hazy fan. I either love them or in the middle of the road, or really, the majority that are out there nowadays are really, really good. Some of the early ones, not my thing. But yeah, this bad boy sounds really good to me though, okay? It says it pours a golden orange ale, which has bouquets of ripe mango. I'm good with mango in my beer. Not a mango fan, but mango in my beer, I'm good. Pineapple and juicy passion fruit. Love passion fruit. Pineapple is definitely a good one. Smooth, silky waves, excuse my language, of tropical flavors wash over your palate, which sounds great. I'm just saying. 6% ABV is the approximate expectation. It's a hazy, it's tropical, stone fruit, which, you know, mango and passion fruit fall in there. Low bitterness. And yeah, so I'm excited. Now, when you get this and you open up the pack, there's gonna be a couple things and you need to set something aside, and do not put it in your fridge. Just don't, okay? If anything, put this somewhere nice and warm just before you go to use it, and it'll come out easier. So we have Spark, seems to be the most popular yeast, which works great. So I don't have a problem with that. It's called a house yeast, and hey, if it works great, we're good. You get your purifier. If you haven't done this, go check out my video, part 2. That's if you've brewed before. If not, you'll have to go find part 1, which part 2 refers to that for your first time brewing. You're gonna need this. Yes, I already cleaned mine. Inside, there's something, you may not see it. I wanna make sure you don't miss it. If it's an IPA, you'll probably have this. It is a liquid hop extract. This one happens to say BrewDog Hazy Jane. Okay. And I had a little problem with my first one. So we'll see how it goes on this one. And if we have a problem, which honestly, even if I don't have a problem, I'm probably gonna do it the same way because it just worked really, really well. So for any of you who are ready to brew and you're like, well, what was the problem? Well, after it got done brewing, just before we put it into the, you know, chill it down, I was supposed to add this for Punk IPA, and it just didn't pour right out. I don't know if it's because my room sits at about 70 degrees or what, but it was thick. And I put it in what they call cold condition. So you have your fermentation piece on here and you have it upside, standing straight up. And I let it sit for a day and barely any of the hop matter came out. So when I pulled off the bottom piece that has the trub, it creates a tiny bit of suction. Well, normally there's nothing to pull. There was something to pull this time. It pulled it, it was empty. I popped it off, everything was beautiful, and that beer came out amazing. Yeah, if you haven't seen the video about the Punk IPA, you're gonna have to check that out. I'll put it down in the links below, but that was a freaking good beer. I almost drank it all without Drew. So, we'll set this aside. Let me get the water in this thing, get it open, get it ready, and we'll keep brewing. Okay, after you clean it, these two things, set them aside somewhere, but set them somewhere you'll remember where they are. You're gonna need 188 ounces approximately to get to that inner line inside. I'm adding a gallon. I would highly recommend using spring water. Bad water, bad beer. So if your tap water, as most tap waters in the US have chloramine or chlorine, I really don't recommend it. Go spend a little bit of money and buy some real good water, and that way you'll have some really good beer. You need 2 gallons because you're gonna need about 188 ounces. Double check me on this, but I think it's something like 1.468 of a gallon, something like that. But yeah. Okay, let me get the rest of the water. So I got the rest of my water. Pinter says you do not have to do this. If you're OCD like me and you want to make sure you get every little drip, yeah, feel free. So I have the rest of the water there. We have this, which I was just wondering if there's a tear. There's not. It's only a cut area. And cleaning this as best you can is really, really good. I rinsed it a little bit with Star Sand earlier. It's been dried, so. Okay. I'm gonna move this forward because y'all seem to like to watch it, and we'll see if we can't elevate it a little bit. Before I do this, if you haven't set your air on the bottom to a 5, you probably should do that. Just saying. So here we go. Ready to have some fun? Because I know you love to watch this. And I probably should have done it so you could see the word BrewDog in another save, but it's all good. Or if you want to be lazy, which I'm going to do right now, and not even try to squeeze it all out, I'm just going to go ahead and put the water in it. Okay, if you're going to do this, use a funnel. I couldn't find my blue funnel, but I've got the white one and I cleaned it, so it's all good. There we go. One more time. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't see much there. I mean, it's got a little color to it. I'm not gonna worry about that little bit. You know, I got a little burst there, so maybe I will. You do you, and if you're super OCD, you go for it. It's like going to a buffet and being told you've been there too many times. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we have a little bit more liquid in here. Go ahead and dump that in there. Are we done? No, not even close. Yeah, actually, yeah, we are. We have to shake it and we have to add our yeast. And I almost forgot the yeast last time. So we're gonna go ahead and add the yeast so I don't forget if I can figure out where it went. Sorry, my hands were a little sticky. Okay, on the yeast packet, you have these little tear marks. So you should be good. Just make sure your hands are clean and that the packet is clean. And we'll go ahead and sprinkle that in there. Remember, you're saving your hops. That's later. Okay, the app's gonna tell you when to do that. Put your lid on. Got a little water like I do sitting at the top because you made a mess. You can drain that off like I just did. Okay. Okay, according to the app, this is gonna take 9 days to brew, which means ferment, and 5 days to condition, which means cold crashing, and should be ready on, well, January 19th. So we're gonna say start the brew, fill it 188 ounces, put your fresh pack in, add your yeast, and we'll hold off on the hops. And we're supposed to shake it for a full minute before we put the other piece on. Okay, we'll speed this part up. I'll probably cut part of it out, but that's okay. We gotta shake this for a full 60 seconds. It's very heavy. If this has been sitting, make sure you rinse it out really good, maybe a little cleaner, you know what I'm saying? Put it on here like this, push down, turn it. Ready? Flip it. Pull the handle up. I don't know if you can hear that. And we're gonna let this sit for 9 days. When it's done fermenting, then we're gonna add our hops. We'll put it in the fridge, hoping that it'll pull the hop extract down in there through this piece right here, right there. If it doesn't, when I pull the bottom off, we should be good, just like we were with the Punk IPA. So I'm gonna let this start fermenting, and yeah, and whenever I do these videos too, just a heads up, taste testing is usually within 24 to 48 hours of this video being released. So yeah, I won't leave you hanging. Appreciate you. Don't forget, yeah, like, share, subscribe. And of course, there's always a discount down below, or a link at least to the Pinter based on what's going on currently. It's not an affiliate link, but they are sending me kits for promoting the product. And a lot of people have been asking about the different kits. So, hey, I'm here to share what I learn and as I go. Cheers. Appreciate you.